Hello, folks. Welcome to the WFCU Center. We are here live on Knoxroom.tv, courtside, getting ready for Windsor Express versus Orangeville A's at the WFCU Center. Hello, Nick, and hello, Kobe. Two of our fans are on the NBL Canada worldwide. Coming into this game, Kobe, the Windsor Express 3-7, a big opportunity tonight to get back in the win column, as well as the Orangeville A's, who are 4-5 after coming off a loss to Kitchener last night.
Indeed, and some help has arrived. Jeff Remington in the lineup. We'll talk about him momentarily, but this is a team that desperately needs a win here at the WFCU Center. Season series between them and the Orangeville A's, 1-1 so far. It would be a good building block tonight to begin with a W here at the WFCU Center.
And the big three for the Orangeville A's this year has been Justin Moss, Relier, Hollis Jefferson, and Anthony Harris, and that is going to be a key to victory for Orangeville tonight if they're able to get out of the gate quickly.
Yeah, Relier Hollis Jefferson is balling out of control right now. Over 21 points per game, almost 9 boards, 3.5 assists, over 2 steals, a block, and then he shoots 50% from the field. He's hitting all categories, firing on all cylinders. Justin Moss is basically 20-10, shooting 50% from the field. He's over 2 steals. And then, of course, guard Harris, who is close to 18 points and 7 assists plus a steal. That's the big three. And then you got a whole bunch of other guys that can get the job done. It's a team that has great bench scoring. They can also get you points off turnovers. And then, of course, the points in the paint. And that's really the things that are special about this team.
One thing I'd like to note, Rico DiLoretto, former University of Windsor Lancer, he's in the starting lineup tonight for head coach Brandon Lasovsky and the Orangeville A's. Coming into the the Windsor Express lineup tonight, like we spoke about, is Jeff Remington. Darren Duncan still on the men, so they bring in Jeff, and what an explosive guard. It's just been fun watching him in warm-ups, Kobe.
Absolutely. The man's got some ups. It's going to be interesting to see what he and Wally Ellison can do above the rim, but more importantly, it gives some relief for Maurice Jones, who has played extensive minutes since his stay here in Windsor, and what a job he has done, scoring in double digits. The assist has been there, carrying the team on his back, but now he can take a break, and we have another athletic, dynamic point guard on the roster.
We spoke with Bill Jones shortly before the pregame, and he spoke a lot about Jeff's athleticism, his character, and I spoke with Jeff just before we started the pregame, and I said, "Welcome to Windsor," and he shook my hand back, and he looked at me, and he said, "Thank you for having me." So that's kind of the character this guy has, looking to make an impact for the Windsor Express in his first game here tonight.
Yeah, and as a pros pro, he has an opportunity to really help reignite the fire in Windsor. This is a great thing for him as a professional basketball player at this level to come here and get this team back on track.
Absolutely. He's played all around the world. We'll talk about that during the game. Let's go upstairs. We'll be back for the call after the national anthem here on Knoxroom.tv. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Hello, folks. Welcome to the WFCU Center here, live on Knoxstrom.tv. I am Brett Hedges alongside Mitch Kobe K. And Kobe, we spoke about it shortly in the pregame. The Windsor Express 3-7, the Orangeville A's 4-5. Both teams need a win, but it seems like the Windsor Express are more desperate at this time of the year.
Absolutely, and this is a great matchup. Many of the important team statistical categories are almost identical. Both teams shooting around 42% from the field. Both teams having opposing teams shooting around 45 or 46% from the field. Each team with 20 assists respectively. And both squads really good on the free throw line, Brad, about 74% apiece. So really evenly matched squads, and I think this is a good matchup to see where these two teams are truly at this point in the season. And believe it or not, we're almost a quarter of the way through. Seems like yesterday this thing just got underway.
Yeah, it seems like just the other day that we were here for Game 2 of the NBO Canada regular season for the Express against the Orangeville A's. That was a fantastic game. The Express came away 95-94, but an underlying theme in that game was the play of Justin Moss. He was fantastic, but he's coming off of a not-so-great performance last night in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Yeah, and all that means for the big man is that he is going to be hungry. He was over 30 points that night in Windsor, if I'm not mistaken, and on the season, like I pointed out in the pregame, 20 points per game, 9.44 rebounds, 2.22 steals, shooting around 49% from the field, and just a terror in the paint. And that's a place that they're going to have to protect and lock that area down tonight to try to stop him, because we know he's going to want to rebound in a big way.
Just looking at some of the stats last night for Justin Moss, 0 for 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, just 2 points. So you know he's going to come out hungry and ready to go. Enrico Di Loretto joins the starting lineup for the Orangeville A's. I spoke with Brandon Lasovsky shortly before the game, and he told me that he likes his squad right now, and he likes the chemistry of the team. He likes Rico's ability to shoot the ball, but he did say that he has the tendency to try and do a little bit too much. So he told me he'd like him to play within his game a little bit more, and hopefully we'll see Rico in action tonight. One person we wanted to speak about as well who's been balling out of control, like we said in the pregame, was Relier Hollis Jefferson. He's been fantastic, over 20 points per game. When we were here on December 30th, he had over 30 points, I believe, and what a fantastic player, what a good slasher, and just a smooth overall player for the Orangeville A's, Relier Hollis Jefferson.
Absolutely, and as we had already pointed out, touching all statistical categories, almost 9 boards, 3.5 assists, 2.33 steals, a block, and like we mentioned, shooting 50% from the field. So this is a guy that is playing at MVP level right now for the Orangeville A's.
You saw a sneak peek of Nick Evans in the pregame. He sat out of the Windsor's loss on Friday due to precautionary reasons. He took a nasty bump last Wednesday into the right side free throw support, and he's back in the lineup tonight. Looking forward to seeing Nick Evans getting in the fold. They desperately missed him on Friday, it seemed.
Absolutely, and in the first 2 games that Windsor played against Orangeville, he was an intricate piece in both games. He's almost 11 points per game, shooting 42% from the field, 81% from the free throw line, which is great, and we know the job he does on the glass, but all of the intangibles that he brings to the table, the leadership piece, to be able to play defensively, draw charges, get the team motivated and rocking out there. He does so much for this squad, and we knew coming in that he was going to be leaned on heavily with this revamped and retooled Windsor roster.
And with DeAndre Thomas getting back into shape and coming back into form, the Windsor Express had to make a move at the forward position. Unfortunately, the odd man out is Lester Prosper. I spoke with Lester a couple days. He spoke and thanked everyone on Knoxstrom.tv for the support and for the ongoing support. We wish Lester nothing but the best moving forward. But unfortunately, in the game of basketball, cuts have to be made sometimes.
Yeah, and he put in some great minutes. Brett, a high-energy guy, very athletic, quick for a big man. I thought he did a great job here, and I'm sure many more doors will be open for Lester Prosper.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express 3-7, looking to move up in the win category, currently sitting outside of a playoff position, and that's definitely on Coach Jones's mind.
And
told his players.
Yeah, large in part due to the fact that they just haven't been scoring the basketball. They're only putting 96 points per game, but they do have 5 players scoring in double digits now. Warren Ward 15, Renell Brown 15, Wally Ellenson 12, Morris Jones 11.5, and DeAndre Thomas now in double digits with 10. So I think it's moving in the right direction. one thing that has been going well is the defense is a lot better than it was when the year started. And if the offense can pick itself up and they can round out there, all of a sudden they're going to be a strong club again.
I would have to agree, and one person that's going to help them become a strong club is the addition of Jeff Remington, who was just announced yesterday, Tuesday morning. Reading about it, comes to us from Florida Atlantic University, but this guy is a world traveler, having played in multiple countries around the world.
Absolutely, and like we pointed out, this is an opportunity for him to right the ship, so to speak. He comes to the Windsor Express, two-time NBL Canada champs. He's got an opportunity here to do great things, to be a real building block in the resurgence of this squad.
Couldn't agree with you more. Slim McGee and Nick Evans go up for the ceremonial tip-off. What an exciting day it is. Thank you for joining us on Knockstrom.tv. Windsor looking to get in the win column here tonight. 3-7 like we spoke about. And there's Brandon Lasovsky speaking with his club. The starters for the Orangeville A's will be Slim McGee wearing number 31. We've got Anthony Harris wearing number 3. Rick Bodiford, number 2. Enrico Di Loretto wearing number 10. And Relier Hollis Jefferson wearing number 24. The tip is up and Wally Ellenson corrals it. And the Windsor Express get into their offensive set to start the game. Maurice Jones gets a high screen from Nick Evans. Ward dishes it inside to Nick Evans. And Nick can't score on the opening possession, but good to get him going early and often after missing the game on Friday. Bodiford, high screen from Slim McGee. Anthony Harris working against Maurice Jones. Cutting back door, Rick Bodiford got behind the defense and scores on the reverse layup for 2.
And he's a guy we didn't mention during the pregame, but he's definitely the 4th option there, over 11 points per game, the veteran.
Rick Bodiford knocking down a game-winning shot against the Express last year. Warren Ward for 2. No. Slim with the board. Rico in transition. Right to the cup. And he can't get it to go. Rico Di Loretto, the highest scoring player in Windsor Lancers men's basketball program history. Wally Ellenson. Skip pass, Quinnell to Wally. Step back jumper. No good, but the offensive board goes to the Express. Reset the shot clock. Ward slashing off the glass. No good, no call. Harris quickly up the floor, and Maurice Jones bats that ball away.
Maurice Jones with the quick hands in the right place at the right time, breaking up that play, which probably would have been 2 points for the Orangeville A's.
Bodiford gets the ball in. Harris to Bodiford. Hands off to Di Loretto. Warren Ward and Di Loretto, both London, Ontario natives. Slim McGee at the cup, no good. Nick Evans disrupted that shot. Slim down the floor. Wally for 3 in transition, yes.
And that all started with some heads up, hands up defense by Nick Evans.
Wally Ellenson, the older brother of first-round NBA draft pick Henry Ellenson. Had Henry in the house on Friday checking out the game, and Wally played pretty well, putting up 20 points in a loss.
4-7 from downtown, really becoming a deadly 3-point shooter.
Relier Jefferson. Nick Evans couldn't hang on to the defensive board, and Rick Bodiford scores for 2.
The Orangeville A's not known for the 3-point shooting, but boy, did they get it done in the paint. That's where they do a majority of their damage.
Good hedge on the screen from Slim McGee, but Warren Ward gets free for a 3 and no good. Di Loretto inside the 3-point line. Slim McGee can't hang on to it, but it goes into the hands of Anthony Harris. Pass in the corner. Di Loretto driving, no call.
Fantastic defense there by Nick Evans.
And Nick Evans fighting for that rebound there, ties up the ball, and it will be Orangeville possession on the alternate possession arrow.
You gotta love the energy that number 44, the big man Nick Evans, is bringing right now. 2 huge defensive plays, and then just getting in there, being scrappy, slowing down the play, letting everybody know he's out there manning and protecting the paint.
Hollis Jefferson gets around the defender, but Nick Evans disrupts that shot. Once again, straight up defense working for Nick Evans. Wally slashing, kicks to Nick to his left, and an offensive foul, yes. Relier Hollis Jefferson took the bump there, and that's the right call.
Yeah, absolutely, and unfortunate with Evans driving to the cup like that, spread things out. There was an open shooter in the corner, but definitely an offensive foul, so good call there by the ref.
Thanks to all of our fans on YouTube checking in. Slim McGee for a quick 3, can't get it to go. Make sure you click the HD tab on the bottom right side of your screen. Knoxstrom.tv, a proud partner with the Windsor Express and the London Lightning. That'll be a goaltending call against Slim McGee. Quinnell Brown will be credited with his first basket of the game. And QB is someone who will be shining a light on throughout the year. Definitely a dependable scorer.
Absolutely 15 points per game, and we don't even know if he's 100% yet. And I absolutely love the starting 5 here for the Windsor Express. This unit for Coach Bill Jones brings length, athleticism, basketball IQ. They can score, they can pass, they can defend. This is a great group.
Wally for 3, it's good! Rick Bodiford commits the foul.
Wally Ellenson with the money ball and 1.
Wally getting it done from the 3-point line. We spoke about him in our YouTube video, NBLC in a Flash. Make sure you check that out when it comes out. Wally looking to complete the 4-point play, pardon me.
His 24th 3-pointer on the season, well above 40%, and really becoming one of the more reliable 3-point shooters in this league.
Justin Moss has just come off the bench, and he will go to the scorer's table. He'll check in shortly. Hollis Jefferson defended by Warren Ward. Directing traffic. Picks up his dribble. Bodiford, jab step, goes to the cup. Left hand, no good. Quinnell keeps it.
And again, credit the Windsor defense there. Closing off the lane and making life difficult on the Orangeville A's.
Maurice Jones for 2.
Back down at the other end, turning defense into offense.
And he's knocked down that elbow jumper with consistency all season, and that will draw a timeout call from head coach Brandon Lasofsky of the Orangeville A's. We're going to take a short break here on Knoxstrom.tv. When we return, the continuation of the first quarter. We'll be right back. Back at the WFCU Center, the Windsor Express up 11-4 here early in the first quarter, and this is the kind of start that Bill Jones is used to seeing from his squad.
Absolutely, defense first, turning into offense. The Express playing at a higher level right now, bringing some energy, locking things down, making life difficult on the Orangeville A's, and it's working.
Rico for 3, no good. Wally with the board. Just completed the 4-point play, did Ellenson. Quinnell Brown on the catch and shoot. No good. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Jefferson, a straight A to B drive, and he finishes with a two-hand slam.
Orangeville putting their foot on the gas a little bit there, picking up the pace, breaking out in transition. Easy run to the rack for Jefferson.
High screen set. Nick Evans versus Justin Moss. This will be a good matchup. Nick kicks it out to Wally. 6 to shoot. In the corner, Quinnell for 3. Off the mark, but it's mishandled by the A's, and it will be Express basketball.
And the extra pass leads to the open man, who was Quinnell Brown. So if you're Coach Bill Jones, you got to love the ball rotation.
And if you're Audley Stevenson, you got to love the shameless plug for NBLC in a Flash. He just made me laugh there. Make sure to check that out on the NBL Canada Live YouTube channel.
Audley Stevenson, the man behind the scenes. Hardest working man in the NBL Canada community right there. Doing great things. Thank you for everything that you do.
Make sure you check out the NBL community social media links as well on Instagram and Twitter. We're resetting the shot clock, I believe. We're going to go back to 1 or 2 seconds because Orangeville did not have clear possession of the basketball before turning it over. So it will not reset the shot clock. So we'll have 2... Oh. We're going to have to reset it to 1 second, I believe. But a good start for the Express nonetheless. And it all starts with defense, right, Kobe?
I think it always has. It's really been their story. Orangeville coming into this one averaging 102 points per game. So the fact that they've held them to 6, well, halfway through the first quarter, is a really good start.
See DeAndre Thomas pacing behind the Windsor Express bench, getting ready for his spot in the first quarter. Quinnell off the inbound gets contact, but no foul. It will be a turnover, and it will be Orangeville ball, 11-6 with 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter on Knockstrom.tv. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Kobe K and myself on the call. Relier Hollis Jefferson can't finish around Nick Evans. The extra effort from Justin Moss does not go. Quinnell for 3. Off the heel. Ward with the O board. In the corner, it's Wally. Fakes the shot, takes the shot. Rick Bodiford with the rebound. Jamison Tipping sits down at the scorer's table. Getting ready to come into this game. And a traveling violation going to go against Justin Moss.
And you got to love the defense. Windsor's playing in the paint right now. Fantastic job. One thing that we knew the Orangeville A's do well coming into this game was the offensive glass, and Windsor just doing great things down there thus far. Certainly the start Coach Bill Jones was looking for.
Nick Evans down low working against Justin Moss once again. Kicks it out. Extra pass goes to Quinnell. Jab step. Leans with it, rocks with it. Comes up short. Hollis Jefferson with the possession. Moss for the elbow jumper. No. And there's Wally with another board. Poked loose, but it ends up in the hands of Quinnell. Quinnell for 3. Yes. And QB connects.
3-point lines in place. Windsor can do some damage in this game. Coming into this one, averaging 10 3-pointers per game. And they have 2 thus far tonight.
DeAndre Thomas set to check into the game. That'll be Windsor's first substitution. So, really good effort from the 5 on the floor for the first 7.5 minutes. Wally to the baseline, goes behind his back to Warren Ward for 3. Yes! Chalk up an assist for Wally, and another 3 for Warren. Bodiford steps into a jumper and knocks it down. Warren Ward, the defending NBL Canadian Player of the Year, with his first basket of the game there in the previous possession. Rick Bodiford responds. Nick with the jumper. Poked loose and maintained by Nick.
Windsor winning the 50-50 balls right now.
And Ellenson connects for 3. We spoke about his streaky shooting, or not streaky at all, actually very lethal.
And 4 triples now for the Windsor Express, and that's helped them to be a plus 10 on the scoreboard.
Turnover from Orangeville.
Plus 12, pardon me.
QB off the front rim. Jamison tipping with the board. In transition, leaves it for DiLoretto. He launches. No. And you spoke about the 3-point percentage for Orangeville. Not so good early on in this game. They're down 20-8.
Yeah, they were below 30% coming into the game, and they are 0 of 3 from downtown in this one.
Beautiful jumper right there from Maurice Jones.
So this Windsor offense looking like they've made some adjustments.
Justin Moss facing up on Nick Evans. And he dribbles it off the foot of Nick. And it will mean the Orangeville possession. DeAndre Thomas and Clinton Springer-Williams checking into the game for Wally and Nick. Checking into the game for Orangeville. Number 13 checking in. That is Troy Joseph. And number 15, Nick Wiggins. We saw Nick in training camp for the Windsor Express in our exhibition game against the London Lightning. Unfortunately, was let go at the time. I believe he was battling some injuries. So good to see Nick Wiggins, playing in the league. And Justin Moss will draw a foul on DeAndre Thomas, who just checked in.
But you gotta love, if you're the Express, not giving Orangeville anything easy in the painted area, holding them to just 4-19 from the field so far, Brett, for 21%. Certainly helped on the scoreboard thus far. Windsor shooting 8 of 20 for 40%, but 5 of 9 from downtown. So the 3-ball really getting it done for Windsor so far.
My apologies. That was actually Mitchell Wiggins Jr. that was in camp for the Windsor Express. Nick Evans comes out of Wichita State and had a great collegiate career with the Shockers. Interested to see what he can do.
Wally Ellenson, 10 points already in this one, Brett. 3 of 5 from downtown. He's also got a couple boards and an assist. He's really come on as of late. Once he started getting the minutes, once he got comfortable here, found his place in Windsor, he is turning into a stud for Coach Bill Jones.
Back into the offensive possession. DeAndre Thomas kicks it in the corner for Clinton Springer-Williams. He launches and he knocks it down. Creative pass out of the post for DeAndre Thomas.
The big man, number 2, DeAndre Thomas, showing off those soft hands. Clinton Springer-Williams, he'll take that shot all day long. One of the players that came into this year to help the Windsor Express with better perimeter shooting, and he's done that so far.
Nick Wiggins inside the 3-point line. My apologies for the confusion earlier. Misses in the low post. And here come the Express. Justin Moss grabs that turnover. Nick Wiggins to the free throw line after drawing that foul. And Quinnell Brown going to be called for the block. Nick Wiggins going to step to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
We spoke earlier about Justin Moss coming into this one wanting to get it going early. He's 0-2 from the field, does have 2 rebounds, but he's a guy you got to keep your eye on because he can get it going in a hot minute. Certainly in the painted area, like we had mentioned, almost 20 points per game. But this Express defense doing a fantastic job so far in this one, helping them to a 15-point lead. 14 points now, but a great start for Coach Bill Jones and company.
Nick Wiggins former Wichita State Shocker. As we see Maurice Jones. That ball is knocked out of bounds and will be express possession on the far sideline. Nick Evans played professionally in Germany and Australia, as well as the NBA D-League before coming to Orangeville. Warren Ward for three, no. Nick Wiggins with the board, up to Justin Moss, and he picked up his pivot foot, and it will be a traveling violation. Maurice Jones with 1:03 left in the first quarter. Windsor up 25-11. Maurice Jones back to Clinton Springer-Williams for three. Off the heel. Warren Ward collects the turnover. Quinnell over to Clinton Springer-Williams for two. Justin Moss. Justin Moss can't complete the basket, and I believe that will be a jump ball. Nice job by Clinton Springer-Williams to get his hand on that basketball. And due to the possession error, it will be express ball. Solid quarter for the Windsor Express. 27-11, they lead. 20 to shoot here in the opening 12 minutes.
The Express with 8 team assists thus far, and around 20 throughout the entirety of a game. So that's a great number. Passing the ball much better, which has helped them to 27 points throughout this first quarter.
And a travel going to go against Quinnell Brown. So we'll give the ball over to Orangeville with 6.8 seconds to go and the opportunity to cut into this lead.
And they can score a lot of points off turnovers if you give them the chance.
Nick Evans with a drive there. Comes up short.
Great defense by DeAndre Thomas.
And it will be a 16-point lead for the Windsor Express after the first quarter. They're up 27-11 here on Knoxroom.tv. We'll be right back, folks. Welcome back, folks. Second quarter about to get underway. The Windsor Express with a 16-point lead after one quarter of play. And first half scoring has been an issue for the Windsor Express this year, Kobe, and so that must be a good start for head coach Bill Jones.
Absolutely was. 6 of 12 from the three-point line, and that really contributed to the hot start, shooting 41% from the field, 1-1 from the free throw line, so 100% there with just a one attempt. But they were +2 on the boards, which is a great number. And like I mentioned, they 8 team assists, so they got that thing rotated. Wally Ellenson had a great first quarter. And for Orangeville, really limited in terms of points in the paint with just 6 and only 3 points off the bench, 2 points off turnovers. So those are areas I think that where this team does their most damage. Rick Bodiford had a great first quarter with 6 points.
Orangeville looking to cut into this Windsor Express lead with a good possession on their the first cue. Jameson tipping. Over to Nick Wiggins. No good. That ball tipped out by Clinton Springer, and it will stay with the Orangeville A's.
And we will see Jeff Remington at some point tonight. Maurice Jones will get a break. Be interesting to see what he brings to the table.
Wiggins, high screen set by Slim McGee. Tried to find Slim, but Clinton Springer stepped in that passing lane, knocked it away. 11 to shoot now.
And again, great defense by the Windsor Express, making life difficult in the painted area, and that's how they're going to win this game.
Troy Joseph gives it over to Robert Anderson. And a board by Quinnell Brown on the miss.
His 6th rebound. Former NBL Canada MVP.
And picking up the foul on the far side of the ball, on the far side of the court, pardon me. Will be Windsor possession. Wally Ellenson, the trigger man. Maurice. Over to Springer. Back to Maurice. Jones directing traffic, gives it into DeAndre. He draws the double team. Nick Evans swiped that ball away. But it goes off of Wiggins, and it will be Express ball with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
The double team came on DeAndre. He didn't have time to get rid of it, but like you said, the Express will maintain possession.
DeAndre, turnaround jumper, off the rim, no good. Tipping. Finds Slim McGee, but he can't hang on to it. Express in transition, Wally for 3. No. Nearly knocked it down. Jake Anderson for Nick Wiggins. That's off the mark. Orangeville cold from the floor to start the second. QB for 3. And Wally Ellenson tried to make an athletic play to save that one, but it will be Orangeville ball.
The Express a +4 on the boards right now, Brett, and that's really helped them as well. Not just the three-point shooting, but making sure to secure those defensive rebounds, because this Orangeville team is a terror on the old glass.
Gernard Giroux checks in for Quinnell Brown. And a turnover. No, but Springer can't hang on to it. Troy Joseph goes to the rack, but he turns it over. Quickly up the floor is DeAndre to Springer for 3. No.
And another elite level defensive play by DeAndre Thomas. And a beautiful pass, might I add.
Wally steps in that passing lane. And Springer finishes in transition for 2. Big lead for the Express here.
They are clicking, firing on all cylinders.
Tipping. Off the glass and good for 2. Nice scoop and score from Jameson Tipping.
And a basket the Orangeville A's desperately needed.
DeAndre Thomas gets that ball. Tried to pass it in the corner, but it will be a turnover. And here comes Jeff Remington for the first time today, wearing number 23. He will check in for Maurice Jones, and DeAndre Thomas checks out as well.
I am very, very excited to see the 6 foot, 180-pound Jeff Remington get it done. And what he can bring to the table here for this team. We've seen some of that athleticism in the warm-ups. The
officials said that the ball must have went off an Orangeville player last. Nick Evans catch and shoot. Can't get it to go. Relier Hollis Jefferson up the floor. Anthony Harris. Jake Robertson will draw a foul on Clinton Springer Williams. Clinton's first personal.
That Orangeville big three right now, Brett, with just 2 points collectively.
Tipping, working against Springer. Gets a high screen from McGee. Gives it to McGee, and he scores with the left hand.
Beautiful no-look pass. McGee finishing on the left side of the cup.
Jeff Remington to his left. Kicks it out, and he draws a foul on the pass. Remington comes out of Florida Atlantic. Played pro ball around the world. Looking forward to seeing what his skill set is like here in Windsor.
We just seen some of that court vision finding Gernard Giroux.
Springer over to Wally. Looking inside, but he dishes it back to Springer for three. It's good.
Cash money, 7 triples for the Windsor Express so far.
Wow, 32-15 the lead. 8 minutes to go here in the second. Catch and shoot in the corner, knocks him down, Jake Anderson, pardon me.
And a really important bucket for the Orangeville A's as they were in desperate need of slowing this momentum down.
Wally for three, no. Jeff Remington making a play on that ball, but it ends up out of bounds. Orangeville basketball.
He almost elevated over Slim McGee there. We know he's got some ups.
Three from Jake Anderson was a big one for Orangeville as they try to make consecutive possessions with buckets.
Windsor's playing with a different swagger right now. It's evident on both ends of the floor, and we talked about the improvements on the defensive end. Those came first. Now we're seeing it on the offensive end. Getting hot from the three-point line, but really making those defensive plays to give them a chance to get a good look and quality shot on the offensive end.
Relier Hollis Jefferson knocks down the first free throw. Knocking it down, 2 for 2.
Orangeville shooting almost 75% from the charity stripe on the season.
Wally over to Gernard. Step back jumper. No good, but Giroux keeps it alive. Fresh clock for the Express. Quick shot from Ellenson. Remington went to go for the rebound, but it ends up in the hands of the A's. Here they go. And Anderson once again for three. Jake Anderson knocks down back-to-back buckets, or two 3-point buckets for Orangeville, and now the lead is just 9 for the Windsor Express. We'll be right back here after the timeout here on Knoxroom.tv. Welcome back here at the second quarter, folks. Big birthday shout out to a member of the game day staff here at the Windsor Express, Robin Hayes, sitting courtside here tonight. Number 26, having a good time. And the Windsor Express are enjoying a 9-point lead over the Orangeville A's. Jeff Remington in the game. Remington can't finish. Hollis Jefferson quickly in transition to tipping. They're going to say that ball went off of Hollis Jefferson last.
It was the active hands of Bernard Giroux that disrupted and broke up the play. Orangeville starting to put their foot on the gas here, Brett. Chopping this thing down to 9. With just 6:23 left in the second quarter. But they're starting to pick up their play. Well, Windsor has to do what they can to extend this lead if possible going into the half.
You know that Orangeville's
we'll hold on to it.
Yeah, you know that Orangeville's going to make a run. 2 threes from Jake Anderson helps. In the corner, Quinnell. Spinning. Shooting, scoring. I believe that ball went off of the fingers of Slim McGee, but it will count for a basket for Quinnell Brown.
QB will take it.
One thing I noticed that Orangeville owns that Windsor does not, and that's a victory over the London Lightning. Windsor 0 for 3 versus the Lightning this year as they lead the Central Division. Hollis Jefferson. That ball knocked away by Nick. Justin Moss down low. Got Nick up in the air, scores off the glass and good for 2. Count the bucket and the foul. Justin Moss getting in the game. Looking to complete the 3-point play from the free throw line. Nick Evans, his second personal foul, team third of the quarter.
Moss shooting 73% from the free throw line on the season.
Can't knock down the free throw. And back come the Express, still up 9. Nick Evans working against Justin Moss. Spins the shoulders, puts up the hook shot, no good. And a follow by Maurice Jones is good.
Maurice Jones is everywhere.
Don't matter if you're 6'11 or 5'11. And nice finish there at the cup. Nice job by Anthony Harris to score there. Get the deficit to single digits once again. 2 from Ward, no good. And a foul going to be called on Nick Evans, challenging for the rebound.
And that will be Nick Evans' third personal foul. As he checks out for DeAndre Thomas.
Nick Evans' third personal. We'll see him check out.
Sitting down with 6 hard-fought rebounds.
Harris leaving for Moss. He can't finish in tight. DeAndre Thomas provides the wall. Warren Ward. DeAndre Thomas down low working against Justin Moss. DeAndre looking for options. Can't get the shot to fall on the turnaround. Hollis Jefferson kicks it out for Harris. Quick pass intended for Moss is picked off. Alley-oop. Oh no, Wally can't finish.
Great instinctual play by Jones, though, that was able to come up with the steal. Just getting it done on both ends. Number 11, the point guard, Maurice Jones.
Been putting in work over the past 11 games. Moss. Over to Anderson. Inside the three-point line, no. Harris for 3. It's good. Anthony Harris makes it a 6-point game.
He's another dynamite player for the A's. 18 points per game, 7 dimes, and a steal. Don't want to give that guy too much room to shoot.
And there's a steal from Jamison Tipping. In transition, Maurice Jones is able to knock it away, but it will stay with the A's. Now making themselves, putting together quite a run here in the second quarter. Deficit is only 6 here with 3:35 to go before halftime.
Yeah, the Orangeville also increasing their shooting percentage now to 33%, 11 of 33. Much better than they started, Brett, and 3 of 8 from downtown. So going into halftime, they have, some things that were going well here in the second quarter.
DiLoretto for 3, and that's good. After the slow start, now the Orangeville A's with 4 3-pointers in this quarter.
And 5 of 7 from the free throw line for 72%, so always solid there.
Wally inside to DeAndre on the baseline. Fakes the pass. Gets in the middle of the key and draws the foul. DeAndre Thomas going to go to the line for 2.
And you got to love that play call. DeAndre Thomas taking it right to Justin Moss. Try to draw some of those fouls and make life difficult on the big man, number 20.
Anthony Harris picks up the foul, so Justin Moss is...
Oh, pardon me. I thought the foul was on Justin Moss.
Well, I'm sure that's the game plan. On consecutive possessions, the Windsor Express have gone down low, challenged Moss, haven't just been able to convert. DeAndre misses the first. DeAndre Thomas back in the Express uniform.
And looks slimmed down. He's clearly put in the work, not only coming back from injury, but getting into elite physical condition here. He looks fantastic out there.
Moss knocks down the contested shot. And here come the Express, up by only 2 after this incredible run. Quinnell facing up on Hollis Jefferson at the 3-point line. And a hand check going to be called on Hollis Jefferson there as QB was starting his drive.
Interesting, because it was the 3-point shot that allowed Windsor to build this gigantic lead, and then the 3-point shot subsequently that allowed Orangeville to get back in this game.
Wally looking inside, but has to kick it back out to Warren. In the corner, it's Maurice Jones. Puts up 3, no good. Justin Moss with the board. And the A's can take a lead here. Rico. Back to Hollis Jefferson. Fakes the shot. Goes in the key, can't get it to go. DeAndre Thomas stands tall and Quinnell Brown knocks it away. Over to Ward. Ward on the bounce. Rising, shooting, can't get it to go. Rico with the board. Hollis Jefferson for 3, no. And DeAndre Thomas knocks that ball away. Wally Allenson in transition for 3, no. Justin Moss with that board. Here comes Anthony Harris. Hollis Jefferson joining the play late after getting knocked down on the rebound. And Allenson has to commit the foul on Bodiford on the perimeter, reaching in. And Clinton Springer-Williams is going to check into the game. Harris finds a seam and scores at the cup, ties this game at 37 with just over a minute to go before half.
Too easy. Orangeville A's able to convert at the rim. No defender in sight.
The Express being outscored 26-10 so far in this queue. DeAndre down low. Around the defender, and he's going to draw a foul. I believe that's going to go against Justin Moss. Yes, it will. Third time's a charm from DeAndre, and he'll go to the free throw line. Split his first pair. Looking to give Windsor a lead with this pair.
And he's playing with a lot of poise and control, Brett, especially under the net on the defensive end, not committing any fouls, good hands-up defense.
And he misses the first. Yeah, DeAndre suffering a torn patella tendon. Worked extensively with Express trainer Shane Topolovic at Next Level Athletics. And Express have a 1-point lead after the split from DeAndre. Rico for a contested 2. DeAndre with the rebound. 30 seconds to go here in the half. Express up 1, 38-37. High screen from Cornell. Gets it. Quick passing around the perimeter. Ends up in DeAndre Thomas's hand. 3-2. And he can't get the shot to go down low over Moss. 6 seconds to go in the half. 3, 2, 1. And the last shot of the half just falls short of the rim. The Windsor Express hold a 1-point lead after being outscored 26-11 in the second quarter. Kobe, your thoughts before halftime?
Well, Orangeville had certainly a good second frame, heating up from the three-point line. Windsor's done some great things defensively. They got to go in here at halftime, make the adjustments, come out here with some energy, and try to get a win here at the WFCU Center.
We're getting set up for our halftime show with Justin Prince and Aaron Sanders. It's been a fun first half. Let's send it down low to courtside for Justin and Aaron. We'll be right back here at the beginning of the third quarter on Knockstrom.tv.
All right, folks, we got a ball game right here. Only 1-point lead, 38-37. Windsor Express barely have the lead. We're courtside for the Knockstrom halftime. I'm Aaron Sanders with Justin Prince, and let's talk about the first quarter. It was all Wally World to begin this game.
Yes, Wally Ellenson dominating right out of the gate to start, including a 4-point play in that first quarter, scoring 10 points in that first quarter alone. He has been basically on fire tonight throughout the whole night so far, that's for sure, especially in that first quarter.
They needed a fast start. They needed a fast start immediately because the Windsor Express, they're known to keeping tempo of the game, but they really went right out of the gates. They got Wally Ellison tagged to the 3, and then Quentin Springer-Williams put in an amazing display so far. But you fast forward along the way, Orangeville really caught up to their game and really came right back at it.
Yes, because at one point Orangeville was shooting just under 20% in the first half of the first quarter, at about 25% around the end of the first quarter. They're now outshooting the Windsor Express. In fact, right now, 35% from the field right now compared to Windsor's 31.1%, pardon me. So right now, Orangeville has completely turned things around on offense, but Windsor has fallen flat on their shots.
Let's quickly review the new acquisition for the Windsor Express. His name is Jeff Remington. You haven't seen much from him yet. This is a crash court, as the coaches said early on. But you know what? Looking at his footage being activated today, he is the NBLC's Russell Westbrook. If you cannot catch him on the fast break, he will explode in style. He don't need to wait in mid-range to explode. He's an all-around guy.
Yes, well, he has experience playing in Europe as well as in the Drew League, and has a few videos actually from that time in the Drew League a few years back where he's posterized a few players here and there. Is known for his explosiveness. Is basically tonight, you've seen him in a few minutes so far, in limited minutes to come things off, because as Coach Newman explained to me before the game, he's coming in basically in a crash course on this offense, running limited offensive sets right now until he learns the system. He's playing okay to start off his first game, I guess. 0 for 1 on the field with as well a turnover in this one, but he'll probably get better, of course, as time goes on, and he gets more used to the system.
With this crash court, it just goes to show with the Windsor Express system, nobody could go scot-free. Nick Evans coming back from the IR today.
Nick Evans, that one's also a big comeback, coming back from a concussion, activated today. Alongside that, they have, in fact, released a player, Eric Parker, along with that IR move. But right now, Nick Evans playing pretty well tonight. He has 3 fouls right now. That is an issue on my end. But at the same time, he's also having the 6 rebounds, which is something they really need from him, rebounding-wise. They don't have anyone averaging double-digit rebounds as a team right now, and he has been a rebounding impact when he has been in foul trouble. One problem, he's in foul trouble right now. So they need to get him to control those fouls and get on the glass and eat the bullets.
And that's a shame, too, considering that they were right on the rebounding game at the beginning of the game when there was all guns a-blazing. But now you look at it, Orangeville's really catching up. They're really getting inside. They're getting free throws often as well. But to sum it all up, Rick Bodiford and his crew is really cleaning up house. That's why they were only down 1 at the intermission.
Yes, Rick Bodiford actually was one of the players who was feeling their shot early on in this one. He had the first 4 points for Orangeville tonight during their struggles early on. At this point now, he's up to 6 of 5 shooting, so he has been basically helping this offense along big time, being the flow player and so forth. Overall, it's been a balanced offensive attack. Everyone who has played tonight, except for Troy Joseph, has played for Orangeville tonight as well. So he has been a big part of that.
Well, there you go. And let's get out of here for a minute. Quickly talk about the NBLC Players of the Week. And both of these players have averaged 18.5 points per week. We quickly talk about to the Atlantic Division, Taquan Zimmerman from the undefeated Halifax Hurricanes. I mean, him and everybody else really supplying to this amazing effort. 9-0, they're looking to beat that record very soon.
Halifax definitely on fire to start things off on the season, and he has been a big part of it, that's for sure, with his play, because right now Halifax has all the momentum, it seems, out in the Atlantic Division. And can they keep it going? We'll have to see, of course. But right now, it seems like they have all the momentum they need to keep on winning and winning for the time being.
And there you go. And from the Central Division, Marcus Lewis from the Niagara River Lions. River Lions, you know, they fell off the wagon a little bit, but they're really coming back together, and it's all because of Marcus Lewis and, of course, the 1-2 punch of Sammy Zeggs and Logan Stutz. But Marcus Lewis is the spotlight guy this week.
Yes, Marcus Lewis with his play so far, definitely a spotlight player with his ability to shoot the ball with those 18.5 points per game last week. Definitely he's doing good so far. Or in fact, at the beginning of the season, you're expecting Niagara to be off and running with their free agent acquisitions. Now they're coming together because of him. That is a big thing for this team, that's for sure.
We bring everything back to here. Let's talk about the keys for the second half. Brandon Lavoski's Orangeville A's, what do they have to do to come back in this one?
Well, right now it feels like they made the adjustments they needed, especially in those final 8 minutes of that second quarter, to come back into this one. So basically, keep those adjustments coming, keep on getting good shots, especially on the inside right now with their 16 points in paint, and keep on getting the plays. They have to also step up on the defense still, big time, and keep Windsor out of this shooting-wise.
And Nick Evans, too, he's in foul trouble, so that is a big hole in the front line for the Express right now. So that goes back to the foul trouble, which has completely been their niche since the beginning of this season. Now, Bill Jones's Windsor Express, what do they have to do besides stay out of foul trouble?
Well, one thing is try and take advantage of the fast break opportunities. They've been getting a lot of opportunities off the steals so far in this one, getting a lot of active steals, forcing, in fact, 5 steals. They've been keeping active while stopping the passes on offense for Orangeville, but have not been able to execute. Like, you look at the second chance points, 5 second chance points right now, points off turnover, just 6. With those 5 turnovers, they have to take advantage of those opportunities. And as well, they have to figure out a way to pull away in this one. They are 8th in the league in scoring margin right now at negative 6.5. If they do not start pulling away, they could be in trouble and lose their 5th consecutive game if they don't turn things around on the offensive end and shoot the ball better like they did in the first quarter.
That's right. A streak's got to go. We got new and returning players come out for it. Windsor Express has lost 4 in a row. Orangeville has lost 2 after losing to Kitchener yesterday and losing at home against the Island Storm Sunday by 20 after they were up by 13. So once again, in this certain situation, something has to go, and we're going to have to find out which of these has to go. So 38-37 at halftime. Very low scoring game, but we have a really high atmosphere here at the WFCU Center. So we'll see what happens in the second half as we have Mitch Kobe K and Brett Hedges on the call. We'll see you folks at the Knoxville postgame, but for now, we step aside for this message of special interest.
Test 1, 2.
Hello, folks. We're about a minute 45 away from from third quarter action at the WFCU Center. The Windsor Express up 38-37 in Kobe after a great first quarter for the Windsor Express, outscoring the Orangeville A's 27-11. The Orangeville A's come back in the second and outscore the Windsor Express 26-11. So, hence the 1-point lead for the Express.
Yeah, Orangeville shot much better in the second quarter, now shooting 35% from the field. We mentioned it, 4 of 11 from the three-point line, and that's where they did most of their damage in the second quarter. Most of Windsor's steals came in the first quarter. They seemed to slow down a little bit. Orangeville picked it up. Basketball is a game of runs. Momentum is an important intangible, as we know, and that was definitely the storyline in the first half. Orangeville very slow to start in terms of the paint scoring. They now have 16 points there to Windsor's 10, and as well the bench scoring, Orangeville with 15 off the pine, Windsor with 12. So it's anybody's game moving forward, Brett. 2 quarters left of action to determine this one.
And after a really cold start from the three-point line in the first quarter, the Orangeville A's knocked down 4 threes in the second, led by Jake Anderson, who knocked down a pair. As well, Anthony Harris knocked down a triple, as well as Enrico Di Loretto. So some spread out scoring for the Orangeville A's, and that's how they were able to get back into this one.
And that's the thing with the three-point line. You typically aren't going to stay hot there throughout 4 quarters, so hence the game of runs. It'll be all about adjustments now going into the third quarter. Whoever could come out here, win the 50-50 balls, not turn it over, make the hustle plays, find the open man, get good looks. I expect an exciting third and fourth quarter.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express had 2 scores in double digits in the first half. 10 points from Clinton Springer and 10 points from Wally Ellenson. So good to see some secondary scorers leading the way and getting double digits before halftime there.
And we got to show some love to our man, Cornell Brown. 3-8 from the field, 7 points, but 7 very important rebounds, 2 assists. DeAndre Thomas did some fantastic things defensively, also securing 4 rebounds. We've seen some great passing out of the post. So Windsor got some good minutes out of multiple players.
And see how we can do over the final 24 here. It's the third quarter on Knockstrom.tv. Thank you for tuning in live, folks. Nick Evans on the first possession of the third quarter draws a foul on reliever Hollis Jefferson. And Nick with no points in the first half, 6 rebounds. Good to get him going offensively to start the third. Because he's a tough matchup wherever he is. He's so big, 6'10", can move those shoulders and create a lot of space. Misses the first.
And typically a solid free throw shooter. And like you said, despite the scoring not being there in the first half, he did many wonderful things, including rebounding the basketball, defending, and being a leader out there as he is night in and night out.
Nick has a young son named Benny, who's about 18 months old. The young man is almost 3 feet tall already.
Yeah, taller than Kobe, right out of the womb.
Anthony Harris steps into a 3. A long rebound goes up and is corralled by Nick Evans. Maurice Jones playing bump and run coverage with Rick Bodiford. Warren Ward looking inside. He does get it inside. And he scores, and it's good.
Who else? Nick Evans heating up. The big man, number 44.
Quick transition up the floor for Orangeville, and it will be Rick Bodiford who draws the foul in the front court. That one's going to go against Wally Ellenson, number 30. Thought that might have gone against Nick there.
This Orangeville team, like I mentioned earlier, Brett, a terror on the offensive glass. I think around 10 a game. And they've only got 3 so far in this one. Credit the Windsor defenders boxing out and making sure to just secure their defensive rebounds, not give Orangeville any second chance opportunities off the old glass.
2 for 2 for Rick Bodiford. Ellenson picks up his dribble. High screen set by Nick Evans. Wally gets some inside position with a push shot, no good. In the corner, it's Rico. Touch pass to Bodiford. Sweeps through. Drives, and another foul going to be called on Wally Ellenson. 2 consecutive fouls called on Wally.
That will be 3 personals for number 30, Wally Ellenson.
That's Wally's 3rd foul of the game. And Bodiford goes back to the free throw line with a chance to tie it up at 41. Knocks down the first.
Rick Bodiford, savvy veteran.
Knocks it down. 41 up. 10.5 to go here in the third. Warren Ward. Dished the ball over to Nick Evans. Looked as though as he was fouled down low. And that foul will go against Anthony Harris. Nick goes back to the free throw line for a pair.
And a nice feed by Warren Ward. What a pass. Averaging 15 points per game. Really becoming comfortable here in Windsor. We know he's a great three-point shooter, but has so many more tools as Nick Evans cans the first.
Nick was held out of the game on Friday for precautionary reasons. Last Wednesday, while chasing down a ball in transition, I want to say he gave his best Bill Goldberg impression because he speared the basket support there.
Yes, I remember that play. Got right up, wanted to stay in the game. Just tough as old boots, Nick Evans.
Yes, but he was held out for precautionary reasons. Eric Parker was injected into the lineup, and then he took a nasty bump. And now he's on the mend as well. And we have a foul. That one's going to go against Maurice Jones. So Anthony Harris to the free throw line. Anthony Harris is short on the first free throw. And that three-headed monster going into the season, like we spoke on the pregame, Justin Moss, Anthony Harris, and Relier Hollis Jefferson. A little quiet tonight, but the Orangeville A's have been battle-tested, and they are in this game. They're just trailing by 1 point.
Moss started getting it going in the second quarter, but like you said, a little bit of a slower start. Does have 6 boards to go along with his 5 points.
Harris. And that will be a double dribble on Anthony Harris. The 3-ball by Bodiford is no good.
The 8th turnover for the Orangeville A's.
Windsor in the offense. Maurice. And a foul going to be committed on the perimeter. I believe it's going to be a reach on Harris. I believe that's his third. Third personal foul. Team third of the quarter. 9:32 left in the third. 42-41, the Windsor Express lead on Knockstrom.tv. Ward, as the Express get into their offense. Ward in the corner. Loose ball ends up in Wally's hands, and a foul going to be committed on the shot. I think that one's going to go against Slim McGee. Anthony Harris going to be charged for that foul.
That's number 4 for Anthony Harris, I believe.
Yes, it was against 31. Yes, they made the correction on the PA.
Slim McGee's first.
A lot of length in Slim McGee. Seen him doing his thing for the Orangeville A's this year.
6 points per game, Brett, but averaging 72% from the field. Ultra efficient Slim McGee.
Wally Ellenson knocks down the free throw. Pushes Windsor's lead to 2. Bodiford inside. Relier Hollis Jefferson. Express switch off. And Harris is going to draw a foul on Quinnell Brown.
Using a little dribble penetration to draw that foul. Anthony Harris, very explosive guard, averaging 18 points per game.
Harris, the trigger man, gets it into Hollis Jefferson. Nice up and under there. And he can't get it to go. Express will chase it down, but it will be Orangeville basketball. Fresh shot clock for the A's. On the trigger is Harris again. DiLoretto, former Windsor Lancer, has the most points in men's basketball program history at the University of Windsor. And there's a nice push shot from Anthony Harris. He scores, and he ties this game up at 43 once again.
A bucket the Orangeville A's needed, wanted, and will take. Like you said, tying it up at 43. Well, we got a game here, Brett.
Wally. QB facing up on Hollis Jefferson. Finds Wally on the curl. He catches and shoots off the heel. And Nick Evans is going to be called for a foul down low. And DeAndre Thomas going to check in for Nick. And I believe Nick Evans is going to be assessed the technical foul.
And that was his 4th personal, speaking of Nick Evans. But this is where Coach Bill Jones has got to love having DeAndre Thomas in the lineup, alternating between those two. I mean, that's some serious depth in the middle.
So after the technical, we will have a free throw for Orangeville, and they will maintain possession. Justin Moss, I believe, was going to check into the game. He might be coming in after this technical. And Bodiford knocks down, gives Orangeville their first lead of the game at 44-43. 8:16 left in the third. So we spoke about the run that we predicted that Orangeville would make to get back into this game after the Windsor Express had a double-digit lead.
They stayed calm, cool, collected, made some free throws, protected the basketball, tacked the rim. Good things happened.
Harris. Over to Justin Moss. DiLoretto. Inside the perimeter. Can't get the jumper to fall. DeAndre Thomas battling for that rebound. And they're going to have a conference as to who touched the ball last before it went underneath the basket.
Pretty little shot by DiLoretto.
Yeah, he's definitely got the offensive skill set that... And it will be Express basketball. Rico's got a highly offensive skill set that was really attracted to Chris Oliver at the University of Windsor. Took Windsor to a number of Final Fours before turning pro. Quinnell driving in, drawing the foul, QB. And Justin Moss going to be called for that one. That's at least a pair on Justin Moss.
Second personal, I believe.
Team 5th of the quarter, so with 7:43 to go in the frame, fouls are something to be watched.
Absolutely. In the second half, certainly the free throws are going to be imperative for both teams down the stretch.
See Commissioner Magley and the mayor of the city of Windsor, Drew Dilkins, having a quick chat at courtside. This Quinnell Brown ties this game at 44. Mayor Dilkins, one of the biggest fans of the Windsor Express, as Justin Moss crosses the timeline. Inside the three-point line, it's Bodiford for 3. Quinnell chases that ball down. Maurice Jones. Jones looking for Ward. He catches, he shoots, and knocks it down. The triple from Ward. The reigning Canadian Player of the Year knocks down a triple for the Express. Jefferson is going to draw a foul on Wally Ellenson. I believe that will be Wally's 4th. And Clinton Springer going to check into the game now. That is Wally's 4th. And Relier Hollis Jefferson to the free throw line.
Clinton Springer Williams checks in. He hit 2 big triples. He and Warren Ward on the floor. It's some deadly shooters from the perimeter.
Springer had 10 points in the first half. 4 for 7 shooting. 2 for 4 from the three-point line. Remember what
really helps the offense space the floor.
And Jefferson can't knock down the second, so 0 for Relier Hollis Jefferson.
9 boards now for Quinnell Brown, closing in on a double-double.
And then Hollis Jefferson's going to be called for the foul as he defends on Quinnell Brown.
That will be Hollis Jefferson's 3rd personal. So fouls now becoming an important component and narrative to this game.
Speaking about the ability for Clinton Springer Williams to score in bunches, I remember last year when he played for the Niagara River Lions, he knocked down 10 threes on his way to 38 points. It's Quinnell Brown on the inbound. DeAndre Thomas with the rebound, and it's good for 2.
Huge bucket for the big man, DeAndre Thomas, off the O board.
And DeAndre is going to be charged with the foul there, has to commit the foul as Hollis Jefferson was driving to the basket. Lands hard, but he goes to the free throw line.
It's DeAndre Thomas's 2nd personal, but we don't want to see him to get into foul trouble.
No.
It'll be a long night.
And this is a small lineup right now for the Windsor Express as it is. You've got Quinnell Brown working the small forward spot, the 4 spot, so to speak.
He can hold it down on the glass, that's for sure, but when you start talking about having a guy like Justin Moss in the middle, you're going to want Nick Evans or DeAndre Thomas with that assignment.
Moss had a fantastic start to the regular season. Not a great game from him last night, but looking to help his team get a win here tonight. Warren Ward catch and shoot on the handoff, no good. Jake Anderson up to tipping. Moss loses it, and he will commit the travel.
I believe he was close to 4 turnovers coming into this game. I know that's something he'd want to work on, and he's got a few tonight. That is the 9th turnover, team turnover for the Orangeville A's.
Just over 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd on Knockstrom.tv. Thanks for tuning in, folks, wherever you are around the world. Thanks to YouTube. Springer Williams to his right, gives it up to DeAndre at the free throw line. He rises and shoots, knocks it down. DeAndre for 2.
The D-train, DeAndre Thomas. holding it down for the Windsor Express.
And a 6-point lead for the Express. Moss gets the pass from Tipping. And Clinton Springer-Williams commits the foul. And Moss will go back to the free throw line.
That was Clinton Springer-Williams' second personal. Could have been a jump ball, but the ref see it as a foul.
And we're going to take a quick break out of the timeout. When we return, more of third quarter action on Knoxroom.tv. Coming out of the timeout, Justin Moss makes the first free throw. And Moss knocks down a pair. Cuts the deficit to 4 points. Less than 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call. Warren Ward drives, kicks to DeAndre Thomas in the middle of the key, and he knocks down the short jumper. Consecutive buckets for DeAndre Thomas. Extends Windsor's lead to 6. Jake Anderson. Earlier, Hollis Jefferson loses it but gets it back. Working against Maurice Jones. Smaller defender rises and shoots, knocks it down. Relier Hollis Jefferson rises over Maurice Jones and gets it within 4. Anderson working against Jones. Quinnell hands it off to Springer-Williams. Low post, DeAndre. Spins those shoulders, finds Maurice Jones cutting. And no foul on the play. Nice defense there from Anthony Harris. Moss hands off to Anderson, and he scores. Takes the bump from DeAndre, but puts it off the glass for 2. Jake Anderson.
The Orangeville A's going nowhere. This is turning into a dogfight at the WFCU Center.
53-51. Maurice Jones is left open. Warren Ward on the catch and shoot. It's good for 3.
Good decision making by the point guard Maurice Jones, who had time to shoot. Brett elects to pass and finds the right shooter, Warren Ward.
Warren Ward with his 3rd three-pointer of the game. Tipping misses on the other end for Orangeville. Ward. Down low to DeAndre. Working against Moss. Can opener, and it's good for 2.
Beautiful spin move on the block. DeAndre Thomas will now with 10 points for the Express.
Anderson misses on the transition bucket. Nice job from Clinton Springer to save that one. And Quinnell gets his own rebound on the miss. Second miss, no good. Unfortunate. But good vision showed by DeAndre with that outlet pass.
Yeah, he's made several nice passes tonight, along with several great defensive plays along with that one.
Yeah, I wonder how much of what kind of stat you could have for thwarted offensive possessions by good defense. But here comes Gernard Giroux. DeAndre Thomas checks out, gets a quick break.
He put in some quality minutes so far in this one.
And look at this 5 out for the Windsor Express right now. Gernard Giroux going to play the center position. That's a tough matchup. They're going to go down low to Justin Moss, and he loses it. They're going to say it was knocked away by the Express, though.
So it'll be interesting to see if they put their foot on the gas and maybe try to play in transition a little bit and see if they can have a speed advantage.
3:01 left here in the quarter. Tipping knocks down the perimeter jumper. Long 2 for Jamison Tipping.
A beautiful jump shot right there by Tipping. Elevating, textbook form, cans it.
Ward up top for Quinnell, working against Hollis Jefferson. Quinnell inside the 3-point line. Back to Jones. Steps around the defender, off the front rim, no good. Loose ball will end up in the hands of Hollis Jefferson. Quickly up the floor, slashing, driving, and draws the foul. Nice decision there for reliever Hollis Jefferson. Go to the rack, picks up the foul, he'll go to the line for 2.
He's using that speed and athleticism and, of course, basketball IQ. Finding a hole in the seam, gets himself to the free throw line. 3 of 6 from this space so far tonight, make it 4-7.
Coach Brandon Lasovsky, I spoke with him shortly before the game. I spoke with him about Relier. He says he's just so smooth.
Absolutely, like butter. 4 boards, 2 assists, along with those 9 points.
And Nick Wiggins will check into the game now in the place of Hollis Jefferson. Nick, 2 points in the first half, both on free throws. DeAndre Thomas down low. It scores! Count the bucket and the foul.
He is feeling it tonight, Brett. 12 points, another huge bucket. Gets himself to the free throw line. Number 2, DeAndre Thomas, putting this team on his back.
And he didn't begin this season with the squad, working his way back from that torn patella tendon.
He looks great physically.
Yeah, and
he's clearly put the work in. He's got endurance, and he's rounding out here into what will be 100%. I mean, only he knows where he's at. But from here, he looks fantastic. He's playing great basketball.
I saw him on the bike before the game. I asked him if he was ready for starters minutes, and he was honest, and he said no. But he does like the role that he's playing right now, and it seems to be working for the Express. They're up by 6. Jake Anderson knocks down the jumper.
Yeah. Every time Windsor seems like they're starting to pull ahead here, Orangeville comes back down the other end of the floor and makes a huge shot.
Double digits for Anderson now. Warren Ward scores around Nick Wiggins.
Beautiful finish at the rim. Credit DeAndre Thomas with a beautiful pass from top of the perimeter.
And a traveling violation going to go against Tipping. Picked up that pivot foot, it seemed.
Now double-digit turnovers for the Orangeville A's. The Express with 9 points off those turnovers.
And Jones. Just saw Mayor Dilkins go back to his seat. Perhaps the chat with him and Magley is over. Ward. Inside the 3-point line. Dishes down low to DeAndre. He's only got a few seconds to shoot, and he knocks it down.
He is on fire right now. 15 points for number 2, DeAndre Thomas.
8-point lead for the Windsor Express. Last minute of the third quarter. Tipping, turnaround jumper, no good. And Moss scores on the offensive board and put back.
DeAndre lost his footing under the net. Moss with an easy 2, a much-needed bucket for the A's.
33 seconds to go in the frame. 13 to shoot for the Express. Ward, catch and shoot off the front rim. Moss with the board. Jake Anderson with the handle. Shot clock is turned off. And that drive is thwarted. Here come the Express, 10 seconds to go.
Put a stamp on the third quarter with a bucket here.
Springer Williams in the corner for 3. No. But the Windsor Express come ahead after 3 quarters, up 65-59 after a 27-22 quarter. When we return, more of Windsor Express versus Orangeville A's on Knoxstrom.tv. All right, coming into the fourth quarter, the Windsor Express up 65-59. But folks, I got to tell you, in 2 weeks, we're going to be inside the Caesars Coliseum at Caesars Windsor. We're going to be there for Clash of the Coliseum 4 between the Windsor Express and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. It's going to be a triple header that day. We're going to have the University of Windsor men's and women's program facing off against the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawks. Maurice Jones leaves it for DeAndre. He can't score. Gets the second tip, and Gernard Giroux with the offensive board gives it up to Springer Williams. And he scores inside.
That was all effort there by the Windsor Express. Come up with the basketball and make it count.
Tipping. Puts it inside to Moss. Back to Tipping. High screen. Back to Troy Joseph. 3 from Joseph is good.
And a bucket the A's needed. Their 5th triple in this one.
Maurice Jones. Windsor up 5. Warren Ward. Skip pass to Jones. Justin Moss facing up on, fronting DeAndre so he can't get it inside. High screen from Ward. Long 3 is no good.
The roof would have came clean off this place if that had dropped.
Tipping behind the back. High screen from Moss. Tipping, turning the corner. Up fake. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Nick Wiggins up top to Justin Moss. He lets go the jumper. No good. DeAndre gave Justin Moss that space. He just couldn't knock down that jumper from the elbow.
Both teams starting the fourth quarter with some energy.
10 minutes left in the fourth. Ward for three. No. In transition, tipping. Puts up the left hand, can't get it to go. Gernard Giroux. Tipping falls hard to the floor on that play. In the offensive set, DeAndre Thomas sets a high screen. No. Jones to his left. DeAndre on the roll. Shoots. No. And it will be Orangeville ball. That's a good look for DeAndre on the baseline. Just couldn't knock it down. The big man already with quite the performance here tonight in short work.
Yeah, he's a double-double, Brett. 15 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, some great defensive plays, energy off the bench. Every time he's been inserted onto the court by Coach Bill Jones, I mean, good things have happened, and I'm sure we'll see him shortly. They're going to need him down the stretch.
Double-digit rebounder as well for the Windsor Express, Quinnell Brown with 10. He's got 8 points to go along with that as well. Nick Wiggins, baseline jumper, knocks it down. New Wichita State shocker, Nick Wiggins.
Beautiful fall away jump shot by Nick Wiggins. And a big basket for the Orangeville A's. Hanging around, only down by 3.
Jones over to Clinton Springer-Williams. He drives baseline, and Slim McGee is going to commit the foul. Springer-Williams to the free throw line for a pair.
Both of these teams under their percentage so far for the regular season, coming in around 74-75%. Orangeville 68% from the charity stripe, 15-22. Windsor just 57%, 8-14. Clinton Springer-Williams makes the first, but all of them are going to be important here in the fourth quarter, Brett.
We speak about turnovers and free throws in the fourth quarter that matter the most. Jake Anderson quickly up the floor. And he draws a foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. Nice play from Jake Anderson there. Get inside the three-point line and draw the foul. Maurice Jones' second foul of the game. And Anderson cuts into the Express lead. Gets it to go, and it's a three-point game, Kobe. Less than 9 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wally, he's playing with 4 fouls. Jones brings it back out. High screen. Springer-Williams inside, down low to Quinnell, turning and shooting. Can't get it to go. Anderson. Off the rim, no good on the drive. Maurice Jones to Wally, and his heel steps out of bounds. And it will be a turnover for the Windsor Express. Nick Wiggins checks out of the game. Relier Hollis Jefferson checks back in.
Only Windsor's 8th turnover so far, but a costly one in the fourth quarter. Both teams, in this one, but the turnover is fairly low. Orangeville with 10, Windsor with 8.
Troy Joseph off the front rim, can't get it to go. Soaring in for that rebound is Gernard Giroux. $7:45 to go. Maurice Jones working against Slim McGee. Step back jumper. Can't get it to go. Troy Joseph kicks it back out to Jake Anderson. Tipping. Ooh, halfway down the cup before it burped out. Wally can't get the transition 3 to fall, but it ends up in the hands of Quinnell Brown, so it's a fresh shot clock for the Windsor Express.
Who have 12 offensive rebounds on the game. Huge one in the fourth quarter.
Orangeville looking for a stop here. On the heel, Quinnell Brown misses. Up the floor quickly, Relier Hollis Jefferson can't finish off the Jake Anderson pass.
Orangeville hasn't scored in a hot minute, but they are leading this quarter in terms of points scored, 7-4.
Here come the Express. Quinnell Brown working the point now. Picks up his dribble, finds Giroux. Handoff to Jones. Springer Williams on the catch and shoot. Oh, that one circled the drain too. Nick Wiggins driving baseline. And he'll draw a foul on Clinton Springer.
DeAndre Thomas set to come in. This should give the Express some more energy. Certainly with the game he's had thus far and the 15 points he scored. Probably the right time to insert him back in here in the fourth quarter with just 6:39 remaining.
Nick Wiggins draws the foul on the baseline. On the inbound, it's Relier Hollis Jefferson, and he knocks down the three, ties this game up at 69.
And that will be double-digit scoring for Relier now with 12 points, but maybe his most important basket so far.
Wally down low to DeAndre, working against Relier Hollis Jefferson. DeAndre had to readjust, couldn't score, and a foul underneath the basket going to go against Clinton Springer Williams.
That will be his fourth personal.
6:10 left in the frame. Have not seen the pair of Canadian rookies, Noel Moffat and Alex Campbell, in the game tonight. Darren Duncan also working his way back from injury, so Relier up fake, driving, and scoring is Relier Hollis Jefferson.
Yep. Coming into this one averaging 21.5, but heating up here in the fourth and final frame.
And Jones, count the basket and the foul. A creative drive and finish from Maurice Jones. And now he's got a chance to complete the three-point play. A big bucket for the Express there as we're going to head into the timeout. 71-71 with 5:40 left in the fourth. When we return, more on Knockstrom.tv. All right, coming in the fourth quarter here on Knockstrom.tv. Maurice Jones is at the free throw line with a chance to extend and complete the three-point play. Maurice Jones making a big bucket right before the timeout that tied this game up back at 71 after Relier Jefferson had scored 5 straight points for the A's to take the lead. Jones at the line. And he knocks it down. And they're going to say that on the inbound, Troy Joseph put his foot over the end line, and it will be Windsor Express basketball. A rare call.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder down the stretch if that's gonna hurt the A's.
Quinnell on the runner, no good. Rick Bodiford with the board on the miss. Picks up his dribble, but gives it up to Jake Anderson. He finds a lane, and he scores.
Beautiful take off the starting block.
1 point lead for Orangeville, 73-72. 5:15 to go here in the fourth. Jones kicks it out to Clinton Springer-Williams. No. And that ball was tipped away by the A's, and it will be Express basketball. DeAndre Thomas going to check into the game. And he checks in for Clinton Springer-Williams. Quinnell to Wally, inside to DeAndre. And he scores. DeAndre Thomas puts Windsor back up.
The big man finding some elevation. Beautiful soft finish at the rim.
Not the most size down low right now for Orangeville. Nick Wiggins for the three. No good, that's long.
DeAndre boxing out, securing another defensive rebound.
DeAndre putting his hand up, calling for it. Warren Ward looking, giving it to him. Double. Quinnell kicks it back out to Ward for three. Going back inside for DeAndre. Spins to the baseline and gets it to go. DeAndre Thomas for two.
Balling out right now. 19 points for the big man, DeAndre Thomas.
And on the drive, Troy Joseph's shot is disrupted by Quinnell Brown. And here come the Express, now up 3, 4:10 to go here in the fourth. Jamison Tipping set to come in for Orangeville. DeAndre senses the double team, kicks out, extra pass for Wally. Yes.
That is Express basketball, ladies and gentlemen. The roof coming off this place, everybody on their feet as the Windsor Express take a 6-point lead.
Wally Ellenson's three-pointer gives the Express a 79-73 lead with less than 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. When we return, the rest of the fourth quarter on Knoxstrom.tv. Coming back out of the timeout with 3:58 to go here in the fourth quarter on Knoxstrom.tv. Brett Hedges and Kobe K with the call here. And coming out of this timeout, Kobe, a really important possession for the Orangeville A's. They're trailing by 6.
Yeah, they definitely got to hold on to the basketball. No turnovers. Find something high percentage, make it count, and take this Windsor crowd out of this thing.
Bodiford inside the three-point line. Off the glass and good for two. Bodiford and Quinnell Brown got mixed up there. Underneath the basket, but it will be Express ball. Warren Ward turning, shooting, can't get it to go. 3 Orangeville A's rise up and grab that rebound.
Important defensive rebound there for Orangeville.
And they're going to call that an offensive foul against Relier Hollis Jefferson.
So we talk about fourth quarter turnovers and them becoming costly down the stretch here.
That is Relier's 4th foul. We're at number 24 for the Orangeville A's.
14 points, 4 of 11 from the field, so much better shooting percentage down the stretch here.
Quinnell Brown on the bounce. puts a shoulder into Relier, and he'll draw the foul. That's a tough place to be if you're Relier Jefferson trying to defend Quinnell Brown.
A play that, he's seen and been involved in many, many times throughout his professional career.
Oh, I apologize. No foul was called on the play. They're going to say that it is an offensive foul called on Quinnell Brown. So I think I called that one.
I was looking down at the numbers.
So it will be an offensive foul against Quinnell Brown.
So a costly turnover for the Express.
And what to say, I thought Relier played great defense on that play. And Quinnell is going to draw another foul, it seems. So with less than 3 minutes to go, 2:58, that one's going to go against Quinnell.
3 on QB, I believe.
That'll
fourth.
That'll be his fourth back-to-back fouls.
Yes, the Dak Stats just updated 4 fouls against 11 boards, 8 points, but not a guy you want to lose down the stretch in the final minutes here.
Speaking of Dat Stacks, a quick shout out to our live statistician, Chris Lemieux. Always doing great things for the Windsor organization. Thank you so much. Also behind the Twitter handle Windsor Hoops as well. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you follow him on Twitter. Big basketball fan and a great part of the Windsor Express organization. Maurice Jones gives it over to Warren. He surveys the land. To his right. 7 to shoot. Step back. Off the front rim. Wally with the rebound and put back. It's good. Those long arms working wonders for Wally.
Yeah, he's coming alive again here in the fourth quarter. Was quiet after the first, but stepping up when it counts.
Spoke about Wally in the MBLC in a flash. Coming up on YouTube shortly.
Yeah.
And
one of the most underrated players in this league right now, I believe.
For sure. Rick Bodiford, 3 is no good. A jump ball is going to result in Orangeville taking possession. Wally and Clinton Springer fought for that one on the rebound. And it will be Orangeville basketball. 2:14 to go in the fourth.
The A's really need to score here, Brett. Just a couple minutes here left in the fourth quarter. Time to put a dent in this Express 6-point lead.
DiLoretto. And a jumper from Relier Jefferson will result in a foul. That one's going to go against Quinnell Brown. So 3 consecutive fouls called against Quinnell Brown now that he has 5.
Difficult defensive assignment with Relier Hollis Jefferson, who is shooting 78% from the free throw line on the season. He makes the first.
Getting it done tonight, Relier Jefferson. And Clinton Springer Williams with the rebound.
How about this Express defense holding the A's to just 76 points with still 2 minutes left in the fourth, but a great job thus far for both teams defensively.
In the corner, Wally. Quick pass around the perimeter. Clinton Springer Williams, he gets fouled from behind, says the official. And Relier Hollis Jefferson going to be the guilty party. And over the last 3 games, Kobe, the Windsor Express defense has been much better, holding the London Lightning to 91 points a few games ago, holding Kitchener-Waterloo to under 90 points on Friday. Quinnell Brown scores on the inbound play and puts the Express up 7 points.
And gives himself a double-double, 10 points and 11 boards for QB.
DiLoretto over to Jake Anderson. Tipping launches. It's good for 3. Big shot for Jamison Tipping.
Huge bucket for Tipping.
Makes it a 4-point game with 90 seconds to go here in the fourth. Catch and shoot, Warren Ward. No. Jake Anderson finds Tipping behind the play, and Clinton Springer Williams has to commit the foul.
So the Orangeville A's pushing off that defensive rebound and good things happening. The outlet pass hitting Tipping, who's going to get to the free throw line. 60% from this charity stripe on the season, 9 of 15. These ones are ever so important.
I believe that's the 5th foul on Clinton. Tipping knocks down the first. Big shot. And that is Springer's 5th. 83 to 80. and he splits. So does get the game within 3 points. Orangeville needs a defensive stop here. Windsor looking to drain as much shot clock as possible. Jones inside 6 seconds, drives off the glass, and he'll draw the foul. That one's going to go against Jamison Tipping with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter.
And smart by Maurice Jones. There's a chance to extend the lead here.
Jones to the line for 2. Windsor on a 4-game losing streak.
Shooting almost 79% from the free throw line on the season. Makes the first, extends the lead to 4. Make it 5. Huge free throws for Maurice Jones.
Couldn't agree more. With 1 minute to go, the Express up 5. Orangeville trying to answer. When we return, the final minute of play in the fourth quarter on Knoxroom.tv. Welcome back, folks.
Robin Hayes just got a courtside shout out and happy birthday.
Yes, she did. A dedicated volunteer here at the Windsor Express. Look at that beautiful picture with her in the championship trophy from a couple years ago. And a miss from Jamison Tipping out of the timeout. Jeff Remington with a quick pass up the floor.
Wally Ellenson with the exclamation point.
And just when Coach Jones needed a little bit of energy, he brought in Jeff Remington, and he makes a fast pass up the floor to Wally Ellenson for 2.
The gas tank is full, and that's, when you get a guy like Wally Ellenson out there that can run the floor, he can shoot, and he can play at the rim. So perfect opportunity for them to score.
87-80, the Windsor Express lead. And a foul going to be committed by Jake Anderson, number 12, with 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And you go back to the Maurice Jones free throws. The Express were just up by 3, penetrates the lane, gets himself to the free throw line, makes both, extends the lead to 5, and really making things unmanageable for the Orangeville A's, or a lot more difficult.
Now it's all about breaking the pressure, running your inbound sets, and that one's going to Jake Anderson. Nice defensive play there. Thought Maurice might have touched it last, but it will stay with the Express. Now you're going to get a timeout from head coach Bill Jones on how to dissect this press and how to break it. So we're going to take a quick break. With 40.6 seconds to go, the Express up 7, trying to finish up the last minute of play here in the fourth quarter on Knoxroom.tv. We'll be right back. Coming back out of the timeout, the Windsor Express looking to break the press. Maurice Jones inbounds the ball, and Jake Anderson has to commit the foul. Maurice Jones at the free throw line looking to make this, looking to grow the Express lead. Gernard Giroux, it seemed like he was going to check in, but Relier Hollis Jefferson is going to check in favor of Nick Wiggins instead.
Jeff Remington most likely here set to close the game, who, like you said, came in, made a huge play. Maurice Jones at the free throw line once again, 3 of 3 from that space, 11 points, 7 assists. That's right up around his per season average for dimes. He's at another stellar game from the point guard position.
And it only gets better as Jeff Remington gets more and more comfortable, as Maurice Jones misses the first. We spoke quickly with Bill Jones before the game just about Jeff, just asked him quickly what he thought of him. He thought a lot about him. He's really excited about his potential. And we saw him warming up, and we're excited about his potential too. So we'll make sure that we stay tuned to the Windsor Express road trip as we see Rick Bodiford commit the turnover there, traveling.
14 turnovers for the Orangeville A's to the Express's 9. But Windsor scoring 11 points off turnovers, and that's really contributed to this Express victory should they close it out.
And Anderson has to commit another foul. Maurice Jones going to go back to the free throw line. 32.2 seconds to go. Orangeville A's put up quite a fight here tonight.
Absolutely. The Express offense and defense much better, but particularly the offense. They didn't crack. They're not going to crack 100 points here, but they played great defense. Shooting 35% from the field, but 1/3 quarters. When you break it down quarter by quarter, they had 3 really good frames.
Anderson straight to the cup and good for 2. Here we go, getting more interesting now with an 8-point game. A couple turnovers and some threes. And Jeff Remington crosses the timeline. Quick pass up to Clinton Springer-Williams. Jones is cutting to the basket. He gets it back. And he'll go to the free throw line after Enrico Di Loretto commits the foul. And Windsor with a 90-82 lead. It seems will pick up their first win in 5 tries.
And this could be some building blocks for this team, Brett, to really make a run here and a push up the ladder in the Central. The addition of Jeff Remington, the return of Darren Duncan. You look at the game DeAndre Thomas has had, 19 points, 11 boards, and all of the things that he's brought to the table. And as well, Quinnell Brown, Clinton Springer-Williams, Maurice Jones, these guys had a great game. That isn't over yet. Hollis Jefferson cans the 3 from the corner.
Yes, he does. Quinnell inbounds it to Jones. And he has to wait for Di Loretto to commit the foul. 9.6 seconds to go. Gotta love the heart and hustle from the Orangeville A's, coming off of a loss last night.
No quit, no surrender. I believe they opened the season 2-0.
They did.
But they're working things out themselves. A lot of roster changes. They have a lot of great pieces. We mentioned many of those players in our pregame throughout the game. Rick Bodiford tonight, 13 points, 4 boards. Jake Anderson chipping in 16, 5 boards. Relier Hollis Jefferson, we've said his name many times tonight, 15 points, 5 boards, 2 assists.
And it should be a very interesting scene here 1 week from today as the Orangeville A's come back to Windsor. As Jeff Remington soars above the rim there. And the Windsor Express are victors 94-85 over the Orangeville A's. Kobe, we'll be back here next Wednesday for action against the Orangeville A's from the WFCU Center, the Windsor Express. In the meantime, we'll have to go to Halifax and Cape Breton on the weekend to face off against the Atlantic Division, their first time this year. And we've spoken lots about the Halifax Hurricanes this year and how fantastic they are. So getting a win here was very important for the Windsor Express tonight.
Oh, for sure it was. Now they go out on a two-game road trip out east. It's going to be tough, but that's the grind. of this NBL Canada regular season. These 40 games condensed into this space, then the playoffs. The time is now for them to push, work hard, find a way to win, and rise above if they want to be competitive and or win this the NBL Canada 2016-17 season playoffs. Hoist this trophy once again.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express win 94-85, winning for the first time in 5 tries, moving their record to 4-7.
With 6 players scoring in double digits, Brett, so some good things happening here offensively, like we pointed out.
And one really encouraging sign was the play of DeAndre Thomas. Really really happy with the way that DeAndre played tonight.
8 of 17 from the field, 11 boards, 19 points, all that leadership, great defense. He was, in my opinion, the player of the game for the Windsor Express.
Getting ready for the post game with Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince. Hey folks, quick reminder that the Clash of the Coliseum is February 8th at Caesars Windsor for the low price of $15 to $24. You can see 3 games of action. The Windsor Lancers women versus the Laurier Golden Hawks at 3 p.m. Windsor Lancer men versus Laurier at 5 p.m. And then the Windsor Express versus the Kitchener Waterloo Titans at 8. So make sure you get your tickets. Check out that basketball triple header in the Battle of Waterloo at the Clash of the Coliseum 4. Let's go downstairs to Aaron and Justin. Take it away, boys.
Radio 94-85, the final. The Windsor Express 4-game losing streak comes to a close, and it could have come at a better time. Orangeville now losers of the last 3, and now we're at the Knoxham halftime courtside. I'm Aaron Sanders with JP, and a lot to take in, JP, considering that 2 players from the Windsor Express have picked up a double-double. One person to name, DeAndre Thomas, of course.
Yes, DeAndre Thomas having a great performance here in the post-game show, by the way. Hey, as it was 19 points and 11 rebounds, and the player of the game for the Windsor Express tonight. And now double-double as well for Quinnell Brown with 10 points and 12 rebounds. So great performances out of both of them that they definitely needed down the stretch here to come away and pull away with this victory.
Even though he didn't end up with a great field goal performance, you got to give an honorary nod to Wally Ellison, for making shots down in the first, and he scored a couple of baskets in there in the final frame, so hats off to him.
The thing is, those were big shots made by him, including the capper for this game, a slam dunk on the break from a pass from Jeff Remington. That was Jeff Remington's first assist, by the way, as a Windsor Express player. So Wally Ellison, despite shooting 6 of 17, 4 of 12 from three-point land, those 18 points were very helpful for Windsor tonight, that's for sure.
And you know that's his signature move. Wally Ellison, getting the ball on the breakaway and slamming it home. That's basically been the capper for the last couple of games, even though they lost. But when the chips are down, you got to count to plenty of people. I mean, that's teamwork for you. When you get the ball in play, you got to make sure you slow the tempo down, you get it right inside. The Windsor Express, they did that tonight.
And you mentioned the teamwork, 26 assists tonight for Windsor as well. So they were able to get it done. Yes, they shot not a great field goal percentage, 34.4%, but they got the game done and got the shots when they needed it down the stretch, outscoring Orangeville the entire second half in overall points. So basically, coming down, they just worked together as a group, calm down, and pull it away down the stretch.
And Orangeville kept it close too. Hats off to them. Hollis Jefferson ended up with 18 points. Kept Orangeville really into it, but when the lead was too big, they couldn't do as much as often. So hats off to Hollis Jefferson. And of course, Rick Bodiford too. He also ended up with 13 points. So, I mean, no question about it. He is the leading guard for the Orangeville A's. You expect none less from him.
Yeah, that veteran experience definitely helped. Like I said, he was the person who scored the first 4 points in this game for them. Mm-hmm. And he was helping at times, keeping them in this game with those 3 assists and the 4 rebounds as well, and his defensive player as well. 7 free throws as well. So he had a big performance, a big impact on this game, I think. But he and Orangeville just couldn't get it done down the stretch.
Orangeville, they dropped their third in a row. They dropped to 4 and 6. Windsor, on the other hand, they go to 4 and 7 right now, right on time before they go right above East to play the Halifax Hurricanes this Saturday. And the day after that, they head over to Sydney at Center 200 to play against the Cape Breton Highlanders. First time the Express played against these 2 Atlantic teams, their first Atlantic Division trip. How do you think this will fare out?
Well, it's going to be a tough matchup to start things off against Halifax, that's for sure, because that is a team currently undefeated. You're going to have a big challenge there with a very talented squad there. Against Cape Breton, I think it's going to be an interesting matchup with them. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up with Cape Breton with now a new head coach in the new system. We'll have to see how they perform against them in the next couple days as well.
Ben Resner, he has assistant coaching experience from the Canton Charge from the D-League. Now he's put right into the frame of things, making sure this young team click on all cylinders. They've only won their first two games so far, so it's going to be great to see how they play under Ben Resner's realm. So we'll see how that happens. We'll quickly go through the schedule. This Sunday, the Orangeville A's, they will play back at home against the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans again. They're still trying to avenge that home loss they did last week against the Island Storm. But as for Windsor, we already mentioned that. But next time we see you here on Knoxstrom.tv, this Saturday, where the London Lightning will be at Bud Gardens, play against the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. And to add to mention, London will be in Kitchener-Waterloo tomorrow to play against them. So London, we got to talk about the big guy that came back, Marvin Phillips, the big dog. How do you feel about him coming back and being able to make his home debut this Saturday night?
Well, he is one of the, if not the all-time best player in London Lightning history. So it is going to be interesting to see how he makes the impact coming back now to this London Lightning squad. He was a dominant player when he was here before, and he's probably going to be, and definitely going to be expected, I should say, to be a dominant player again. Like, people are already counting their chickens ahead of, before they hatch, of course, because of his past performances. We'll have to see how he plays with an already stacked roster. You have Royce White already on that team as well. You have Julian Boyd. This already adds to, an all-star team almost like with London this year.
Well, the Doghouse will be there at Budweiser Gardens this Saturday for 6:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the Knoxstrom pregame. But for all of us right here, you could book this one to the Windsor Express. 94-85 the final over the Orangeville A's. We'll see you once again Saturday night. Until then, this has been a presentation of Knoxstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. Till Saturday night for JP, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.